Man, we got 2 freaking movies this year that took place in a device. Like, let's see which one's better between this movie or Searching. Hey guys, this is OCB Movie Reviews. My name is Lonzo Ringer and welcome to another movie review. Today's movie review is going to be Unfriended Dark Web, which this movie is directed by Steven Sisko, and it's a Blumhouse film. It's also a sequel to the 2014's Unfriended movie, which I thought is a pretty unique horror film. What this film is about is this guy who found this laptop, he took it home, he was playing around it, and he chatted with his friends on Skype. And when we noticed that he actually stole this laptop from another person, and this person who owned that laptop was haunting him and his friends, and they basically had to solve this mystery of why he needs that laptop so badly. Now, I really liked the first Unfriended movie. I thought it's a very original horror film. Like, it's a movie that took place on devices. That movie wasn't the first movie that took place on a device. I know there's another movie, I forgot what it's called, but this is like the movie that I think changed that genre of movies that took place in devices. If we haven't got this movie, I reckon we haven't got Searching. And I think Unfriended, I appreciate that film for what it was. But I wasn't excited for this movie because I felt like, does a sequel need to be made? Like, even the trailers do not impress me. And when I watched the movie, I'll give it this. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it's still a bit of a letdown for me. The biggest positives I could give to this movie is how they use the computer in this film. There are some pretty awesome, techniques that they use in the computer in this movie, and I really freaking like that. There are some pretty clever scenes as well in this movie. Like the first Unfriended, it was clever how they did the scares. This movie, they did really clever with the disturbing and creepy shots. I'll give that credit. And this has some pretty okay-ish twists and turns that I feel like, okay, it got me out of the movie pretty okay with it. But Unfriended Dark Web is more of a disappointing sequel. It doesn't live up to its first movie. I thought this movie was a bit more forgettable than the first movie. First off, the characters in this movie felt very off. Like, I thought the characters in the movie weren't as memorable as the first Unfriended movie. The first Unfriended movie, I actually root for the characters in that movie. In this movie, I never cared about any single character. Only the main guy I kind of did, but the other characters I thought they're just bleh. There are some moments in this film as well that weren't explained well. There is a scene where you see the figure and you see the screen is glitching and it's meant to be a scary scene, and it's really clever. That's why I said in the positive there are some cool techniques, but we figure out, how does he do that? We never get explanation on how that character did that. How did they make that screen very glitchy, and how did they use different techniques, you know what I mean? They never explain that, it's there, and it kind of ruins it for me. And also, this movie is more of a thriller than a horror movie, and I don't see that matching. The first movie is definitely a horror mystery film. I really enjoy it because of its horror aspect. Horror and screen matched together does match. With a thriller, it does kind of let down this franchise. And we get a good thriller movie that took place on screen called Searching, which is one of my favorite movies almost of this year. And how they used the technology in that film was very effectively in this thriller. This movie, I just don't see it as an Unfriended movie. I see it as a completely different movie in freaking general. There are so many parts in this movie that I was really confused at. Even when the shots with the glitching parts, that's what I meant with that scene. It does confuse me in most moments of this movie. Guys, overall, Unfriended Dark Web is a pretty okay-ish film. It does have some pretty clever scares of the movie, but I thought, if you want to see an Unfriended movie, watch the first movie. I think the first movie is much more detailed and more clever than this movie. This movie is a bit of a letdown for me. And I'm going to give Unfriended Dark Web a C-. So guys, let me know down below if you have seen Unfriended Dark Web. Do you like the movie or hate the movie? Just let me know in the comments below. Guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel and have a nice day.